Hi, Kate here this Friday afternoon. Just coming to you this afternoon to chat to you about something that's happened that's pretty personal, really, to me and my family. And I just thought it would be probably still a good reflection for anybody and everybody who would like to kind of take some things on board, just dealing with, strong emotions. So this week we've had very big emotions in our household. We've had to euthanize a pet, a long term pet, a 12-year-old cat that we've had since my middle daughter was a baby, and that was pretty unexpected. She'd had a cancerous lump taken out about 3 months ago, the same time that we lost our dog of 15 years. So we knew that the cancer might come back, but we got really bad news Wednesday night, and then decided to not want to watch her go downhill anymore, and we euthanized her yesterday afternoon at home, and were able to bury her alongside our puppy dog on my parents' property on the river. So my daughters have had a very emotional, few months, but particularly the last 24 hours have been full of grief about our beautiful cat who they adore, and just so quickly on the back of already feeling like their first loss of their pet, because they've only ever known life with their pets, seeing we got them, my husband and I, before we had our own kids. So it's been a very sad little time in our household. But also, mixed with blessings in terms of being able to be home with her and, put her to sleep in a really humane way, which I sort of said, is much nicer than sometimes how it happens with pets. Sometimes also pets just disappear and wander off, and you never know what's kind of happened to them. So she was still purring and eating a little bit of food right up to the end. But her body had slowed right down, and she was sort of ready. So. But just those strong emotions of sadness and grief and crying and asking questions why, it really has been an interesting time to really connect emotionally. And I suppose this sort of resonates, having just completed our Tuning Into Kids program over 6-7 weeks online, and talking about those really intense emotions. And often we talk about anger as being one of those really challenging emotions to coach, but grief and sadness is also very, very challenging, and especially when you're feeling it as well, which is in this case definitely I am as well. So I'm emotional and sad, and trying to comfort them, and just being with them and listening to them and holding them. So it can be very challenging, but also I suppose it shows children, that's what happens when we love our pets, where we adore them, they're part of our family, and so we experience grief when we lose them as well, and that's not an emotion that we need to hide from them. It's not something we should try to sweep under the carpet or ignore or distract from. It's really important that they go through experiencing that, and that's why it was important. I asked my girls, did they actually want to be there to say goodbye, because we had done that with our dog, and they wanted to, and they wanted to again. So, and then after that, this time they were there, helping do the burial and putting flowers on the grave. And so there was a ritual and a ceremony that they got to partake in, which I think probably helps in some way. As much as that's a sadness, it's got a sense of closure for them as well. So certainly, emotion coaching those, really intense feelings, especially when we're feeling them ourselves, is good practice. It's also good for them to see us sad and grieving, and just sitting with them in that. So if you've got a family and you've got pets, and lots of families do, and lots of families and lots of kids feel so close to their pets, they're like members of their family, to be mindful that grieving and feeling the loss is something we can't avoid, and we don't want to avoid that. It really shows how beautifully they can attach and care about something else, so can bring out their compassion and empathy for each other as well. I've seen that with my daughters, just looking after one another. When one is having a particularly tough moment, the others can kind of come and look after them, which is beautiful to see. So Yeah, this Friday afternoon has been like I said, it's been a tricky and a heavy 24 hours. And then today we've got celebrations as well. It's my eldest daughter's birthday, so we sort of did not want to say goodbye to our cat on the same day as her birthday, and so we're sort of trying to switch gears and celebrate. She's really excited about being able to do that and celebrate with her friends. But I'm sure, you know, the loss of her cat is not going to be far from her mind as well. So those mixed emotions that we sometimes have to carry, and thinking about how as parents and caregivers and educators as well can hold, you know, two very different emotions at the same time. So that's all for me this Friday afternoon. I hope you have a really lovely weekend. If you're able to connect with some people, and you know, even if you might not be able to go away, seeing the June long weekend has been changed a lot for particularly Victorians, as it has for me and my family. But hopefully you'll be able to take some time and hang out with your family and look after each other and enjoy a bit of beautiful winter weather we're having. And I will talk to you really soon. Catch you later.